Hey everyone, so welcome back to the channel. If you're new, my name is Abigail and I make videos about health issues and special needs. I wanted to answer a question that I got asked my last video. I think I did respond, but just in case I didn't, I wanted to show. Somebody asked me what formula I'm on and like how many I have per day. So I am on this Javerdi, I guess that's how you say it. It's 1.2 calories. It's complete balanced nutrition with fiber. And it's 8 ounces. This is what it looks like. I think I did post a picture earlier today, but just in case it didn't go through, this is the milk product I am on. Right now I am still on a very low drip, so I've been going through maybe about a bottle in the morning and maybe like half a bottle at night. It's still on a very low drip. My infinity pump right here, I gotta turn it around. I can see it better. It's right now on 22 milliliters an hour. So basically the surgeon said to like every 5 hours bump it up another level. And so last night I did okay, but earlier today it was time to bump it up again. And when we bumped it up, I started feeling really sick to my stomach. So we bumped it back down to 22, and it's still at 22 right now. I wanted to show y'all a couple of things that I have gotten for my feeding tube. If you don't know, I am on a GJ tube. The J one is the one that I get my formula from, and my G is just a vent. If you're not familiar with feeding tubes, because I haven't been on one since I was like a year old other than this, venting is basically getting sick from your feeding tube instead of you actually getting sick. For example, if I eat something that like upsets my stomach, instead of used to I would have to go to my room and get sick, I just open the end of the feeding tube and it comes right out. This is what it looks like. This is the G one. Like I said, this is the one that if I feel bad, I just open these and over a sink, and I get sick that way, which is a lot better than not being able to, or a lot better than, you know, actually getting sick. And then my J tube is right here. As you can see, it's hooked up to formula right now. Before I show you a few things that I got, I wanted to tell you about something that happened to me the other day that was like such a backfire moment. I feel like that when you're learning something new, you have to learn how to laugh at yourself. Being on this feeding tube, there's some things that I kind of like about it, like that I'm obviously getting nutrition that I need, and you know, that I have a backpack where I can take it with me. I'm not just stuck at home and things like that. But the hard thing about, there's a few hard things about the feeding tube. One is that it's very painful because I'm still not healed all the way from surgery. But also, there's things that I did not realize before I had a feeding tube that people with feeding tubes go through. For example, I have the Infinity pump. So I don't know if this does this on every pump or just certain kinds. But on my pump, basically if anything is wrong, it will beep. And when I say it beeps, it's so loud that you'd think like somebody's alarm was going off or something. So for example, last night I was asleep and it started beeping. My machine started beeping, and so I got up to look to see what was going on, and turns out that I had like turned a little bit in my sleep, and so like my cord right here, it like kind of, I guess, like twisted on itself, and so like no milk, or no, it looks like milk, but it's actually formula. No formula was going through, so it was like stressing out the machine. So I had to turn back around, hit the off button, or not the off button. There's a button on here that says, what is it? I don't remember what button it was. I think it was maybe the pause button. Anyways, I got it to stop beeping, but like it was so loud, it woke my mom up. People were already in bed. I felt so bad because it was late. Most people were already in bed, and I felt like I woke up the house. But it's okay. So I dealt with some annoying beeping last night. Thankfully, I found out what it was causing it, like I said, and I turned that off. This is my feeding tube backpack that I got. There it is. And then it opens here. I haven't learned how to use it yet, but I'm really excited about this because once I am well enough to go like back to church and stuff, I'll be able to wear that. Now the thing about church is that they, like, every class in our church, well, besides the adult class because they're in the sanctuary, but every class that's like not in the sanctuary has snack. And so with me not being able to eat, I used to just bring like a V8 drink or something to drink while people are eating. But because I have my pump now, I can put it in the backpack and wear it at church. That way, I don't get hungry and want food. Now, technically, my surgeon said I need to be on it 18 hours a day, or as much as possible. He did not say that I have to be on it 24 hours a day. Like, if I wanted to unhook myself and go to church for 2 or 3 hours and come back, that's fine. But the problem with that is, like, even back before I got my feeding tube, like, when I would eat and then get sick, I would be hungry from, like, the time we left for church until we got back because there wasn't a whole lot I could hold down. And I really don't want to be hungry at church because, like I said, we have, like, Sunday school snack, and that's fine, people can eat. It's just I don't want to be watching people eat and me over here hungry. So the plan is that once I'm well enough to go back to church, I will probably bring my feeding tube with me, or my pump with me, that way I won't be hungry. We still got to figure out how to use this Pacific backpack. If we can't figure it out, then my nurse is supposed to be here, I think, in a few days. I think we set up the schedule for her to be here like twice a week, and then if we need her more than that, we can call her and she can come down. So this is my backpack. Like I said, we haven't learned it yet, but I'm excited to leave the house and go somewhere when I'm better. Also, we got some drain sponges. You put these over your tube, and it just helps with, like, leaking and stuff. I actually haven't worn one. We've just, every time we've like cleaned my tube, we've just been putting like a little rag under me, or a towel or something. So I haven't actually used these drain sponges yet, but I got a lot of those. I also got some of these end pieces that go on the end of my feeding tube, and I also got a special kind of tape. So that's what I got in that bag. And then I'm gonna go ahead and show y'all what my feeding tube bag looks like. It's in here, but it's blue, and my pump opens at the top, and that's where this like purplish stretchy thing goes. And then you put the milk in the bag and you just hook it up there. So I got a bunch of bags because we're supposed to change the bag every 24 hours. So after every 24 hours, I get a new bag. So we go through a lot of bags. I also got a huge like binder of instructions, but I'm not going to show that because it has like our information on it. Oh, and if you want to see it going, this is my feeding tube bag once it's all up there. It's actually not hard to do. You just take this part off, right up here. This blue cap twists off, and then we have to like completely turn it off and unhook the machine and everything. And then you get a new bag, which is these. Which looks like this. You put a new bag in and fresh milk. And so that's what it looks like with milk in it. There it is, right there. And then these clip things right here, we actually bought those from the store. We didn't get those from the place that we got my feeding tube from. Basically, having a feeding tube, you have to have like a lot of hands because like you gotta like clamp the feeding tube so much, because like whether you're cleaning it or putting in new formula or whatever you're doing, if you don't have somebody like holding it closed, it comes open and then the formula goes everywhere. And so we bought those clips so that we could put it on the edge of my feeding tube when it's being changed, when the bag is being changed or whatever, so we don't have to like clamp it with our fingers as much. And so that's what all that is. And then I have a bunch of boxes over there. They are turned so you don't see our address, but all of these brown boxes are my formula. So all those brown boxes have this in it. Like I said, I go through, I think it might be maybe about half of, I think last night I went through almost all of one at nighttime, and then during the day I may go through like half of one or so. I'm not sure. It's on a very slow drip. Right now it's just on 22. Because like I said, we bumped it up and then it made me feel bad, so we're back down a little bit, but it's fine. A lot of people, well, not a lot of people, some people were asking if I could do a like day in the life on a feeding tube, and I would like to do that at some point. But if I do that video, it's going to be a while because I am still healing from surgery and I'm very sore and I'm trying to figure things out how it is. So I would like to do that video in the future. That's a really good video suggestion, so thank you to whoever suggested it. The poll that I have actually Let's see, where is it? It's right there. This is my pole that I have. Um, I was using a more like flimsy one that my nurse had like in their closet at work or something, and it was like super flimsy. So my insurance paid for this one. So if I can get it to where it shows right there, you can see that's a lot better one. And so, like in the mornings, I'll come in here with it and get my morning feed set up and everything. We're all kind of like learning all of this together as a family, so I do pretty good with like draining it, but usually my mom or dad will come in and help me change the bag, because like the formula bag, because it's a big process, and like I said, you have to like clamp the tube a lot and flush it out and everything. It's this whole process. So it's just, the more hand you have, the easier it is to change. I think I'll probably still be staying home a few weeks from like church and stuff. I haven't left the house since after surgery, I don't think. But I'm really sore and tired, and just with getting used to these feeds, if it's bumped up too high, it like makes me nauseous. So I don't really feel like I'm ready to go places yet. I definitely want to wait until I feel like I'm physically able to, because like when you talk about, you know, going to places like church, which if you don't know, I'm a praise singer at our church. We're usually there like a few hours. Our church starts at 10:30, and then we usually get out around maybe 12:30 or 1. So that's already a couple of hours away from not being home. And so I just really want to make sure my energy is good and I'm not as sore and can physically go, because, you know, I don't want to push myself at all with having this major surgery done. So, probably stay home at least a couple more weeks. I mean, I think I've gotten a little bit better as far as like, you know, learning everything and all of that. It's just, it takes a long time to heal from something major like this. And so, yeah, I really do miss church and I miss going places, but at the same time, I don't want to rush it. I'm just kind of seeing how I feel every day and going from there. So, thank you for all of your questions. If you would like me to do a Q&A, because I know I've recently gotten some new subscribers, let me know what comments or questions you have down below so I can answer them. Thank you to all my new subscribers for subscribing. Thank you to my subscribers for going through all of this with me. It definitely helps being able to talk about things. And I will see y'all when I can. Bye, everyone.